12 News at 10 starts now.
We are getting warnings of a dust storm that's happening. Let's give you a live look right here from Sky 12, and you can see how sky high that dust storm is moving in.
Look at it, it's black. That is crazy. And so you've got a dust storm that's going from the Superstition Mountains to beyond 90th Avenue in the West Valley. I mean, what has that got to be? It's got to be 40, 50 miles. And if we sit here on this camera for about another, looks like about another minute, it's going to get swallowed up like Will did.
Now, looking at the headlights, it is really hazy, and here comes the wind, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, this is strong.
We are just in an orange haze. The wind is so strong, yet you feel some points of relief. But then these huge gusts come through. You can probably see my hair blowing like crazy.
The rain is so strong that it's making visibility again drop down super low.
Dust is kind of moving its way out, but we're getting hit hard with the wind and the rain. Look at this. The whole runway is just drenched.
Yeah, hey guys, sorry, it is really picking up here. We are in the heart of downtown Phoenix. These wind gusts hit. I mean, they can knock you off your feet, so you definitely have to be careful.
We pulled up and saw these down trees. This one completely snapped. It seems like we're hitting pockets of rain and wind out here, and it's coming and going in the West Valley.
A storm for the ages. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Troy Hayden. Crebay's off tonight. Time-lapse video behind us here of that massive wall of dust rolling through much of the valley, starting at about 5 p.m. today. And it got so thick at some times, it was dark like night.
Yeah, and if you described it to someone and you said it went from day to night in 30 seconds, they wouldn't believe you. But we saw it when Will Pitts
right there
was sitting in his car, and he was just enveloped in this huge cloud of dust. And the light went from whatever number of lumens it normally would be to almost nothing.
That's how thick everything was. So almost every part of the valley got hit by these storms in some fashion. At one point, roughly 63,000 people without power. That number is closer to about 15,000 right now.
12 News weather watcher Mark Koster sent us this video just east of Scottsdale. You can see how massive that dust storm was, just stretching for miles and miles and picking up a lot of dirt and dust as it went over the desert areas, agriculture areas in this scenario, and it was just, I hate to say it, go ahead and roll your eyes, perfect storm.
And a lot of times you just get the dust, but we also got the rain. This is down on Ahwatukee, 51st Street in Elliott. Deep water in the road, spilling off into a big drainage area. People pressing their luck driving through it. We saw that live today, so we brought you that scene.
Bianca Bono was one of our reporters right in the middle of it all. She's live in the East Valley tonight near Chandler and Alma School Roads. And Bianca, are you seeing any damage where you are?
Guys, we are. Right now we're at an apartment complex near Alma School and Chandler Boulevard, and residents here tell us the storm moved through this area very fast, but it packed a punch, and the damage it left behind is evidence of that. Take a look. This is just one example here. A very large tree completely uprooted, and the cleanup effort is already underway here tonight. But like much of the valley, as we've talked about, this all started with that impressive apocalyptic dust storm. This video is from the I-10 freeway just south of Baseline, and you can see just how fast the dust moved in, and it brought some incredibly strong winds with it. Then came the rain right on the backside of that dust storm, and it fell fast. This area in Ahwatukee near 51st Street in Elliott, it typically sees this type of flooding during a storm, and today was no exception. Cars very cautiously making their way through the intersection there as the water flowed across the intersection into a wash, and before you knew it, the storm was gone. But as I mentioned, it left a mark in several parts of the valley, including here in Chandler. Crews have been working to clean up this apartment complex tonight, where several trees came crashing down, even blocking access to some apartments, including a stairway. Here's one resident describing what that sounded like.
Hearing the trees crack and stuff, I'm like, oh, did a tree just get struck by lightning? And because it was loud. At first, I thought lightning just struck the ground nearby, and it was just the thunder that follows it. But no, when I looked, I'm like, no, there's a tree in the pathway. This one felt like it was fast but devastating at the same time, so it didn't last. It lasted as long as a normal dust storm would, but the damage that followed it was kind of a bit more.
And that resident said as soon as the storm hit, he immediately went to check on his neighbors. And thankfully, he said that everyone here appears to be okay. And crews have been able to clear out that stairway, some of the access points for many of these apartments. And I want to show you back out here live again, just kind of what's left of this storm. You can see these massive roots from this tree still here. They were able to kind of cut off a big bulk of it. And if you want to zoom out here and show, this is where that tree fell on this stairway right here. You can see some of those bars completely bent, and thankfully it didn't reach the apartments on the upper level there, but it was a very close call. Residents say they again are so thankful that they're okay and are looking forward to that cleanup effort continuing tomorrow. You can see still a lot of work to do here out in Chandler. For now, we're live in the East Valley. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, I know your voice and I know how you sound. You sound a little congested. Did you think it was from the dust that you were in earlier?
A little raspy.
I know it's from the dust. Earlier, yes, I lost a hat, I lost shoes. It was a rough go, but honestly, it was so impressive seeing that wall of dust. You know, my photographer and I, we were kind of bracing ourselves as those strong winds came blasting across the I-10 freeway, but it was incredible to see that happen. I mean, it was truly so impressive between the dust and the wind and the rain, and it all just came back to back to back. It was really actually pretty cool to see up close and personal like that.
Yeah, people don't understand, but when you do this for a living, you do get more amped up when there is something actively happening. As spectacular and awe-inspiring as these dust storms can be, and you did a tremendous job, Bianca. Thanks.
Yeah, sacrificing the vocal cords.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I bet she's got grit
Not
in
to
her
mention
ears.
shoes.
We'll see how I sound tomorrow.
Let's have our priorities straight.
All right, thanks, Bianca. Travelers, boy, they were impacted as well. Look at this. Look at Sky Harbor Airport. Look at that dust coming in. So they're still recovering there from major delays caused by the storm. Zero visibility. Look at this at the height of the storm. So that led not only to a ground stop, but then flights were diverted to Las Vegas, to El Paso, to 2 different airports in Southern California. There were also some reports of damage inside the airport. There were some leaks apparently in the roof.
Yeah, 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live at the airport as we continue to go around town. Gabby, are things getting back to normal?
Well, Mark, Troy, as you can hear behind me, planes are landing and taking off once again. You can see operations here at the airport are once again back in motion. But that wasn't the case earlier this evening, and it made for a lot of late flights. And as we speak with people still waiting for their loved ones for those diverted flights to come back to Phoenix tonight.
But it's incredible. Incredible.
A big wall of dust engulfed Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport Monday afternoon.
We've been waiting for like 4 or 5 years for one of these to happen again.
Temporarily halting operations and interrupting flight schedules. A ground stop was ordered shortly before the dust rolled over the tarmac, stalling planes on the runway and sending crews for shelter. The orange haze hugged the airport, significantly diminishing visibility as wind gusts moving up to 70 miles per hour blew the dust from south to north and east to west.
Obviously, it is completely dark, almost like midnight now.
Then came the downpour. Heavy rain followed the dust and strong winds forced it down in every direction.
Great flight, some lightning, and everything was wonderful.
During it all, planes headed for Phoenix were diverted to neighboring states, including California, Nevada, and Texas.
He was ready to land, and then he said, wait, we're being diverted back to Vegas.
The ground stop was lifted just before 6:30, but both arrivals and departures faced significant delays.
Well, I've been waiting about 4 hours.
As thunderstorms moved across the state.
Her flight has been delayed by about 3 hours, I guess. She's still, I don't even know if she's actually left Vegas yet.
But passengers and loved ones still waiting are just thankful everyone's getting where they're going safely.
I was praying all the way up here. I'm just like, oh gosh, just give them safe travel. You know, it's worth the wait, I guess, you know, safety first.
Now, as far as damage here at Sky Harbor, a spokesperson for the airport tells us they're still assessing what those damages are and cleaning up water from any roof leaks. So we'll be sure to follow up with them in the morning and get the latest on any damage that affected the airport here, because we know those winds were really strong and could have made for some severe impacts. Back to you guys.
All right, Gabby. Gabby also out there sacrificing herself in the middle of that big dust storm today. Great work for tonight. Gabby, appreciate it. Let's get to meteorologist Lindsay Riley. So, Lindsay, we've talked about this. I mean, an unusual storm, right?
Very. I mean, we had a little bit of everything. Everyone in the valley saw dust. Everyone saw thunderstorms today. Some damaging wind gusts. We'll go over some of those peak gusts around the valley. So very impressive weather day. We're basically done with the showers. Just a few left over near the valley. But as you can see, hour by hour, we're going to stay mainly dry. We're going to hang on to some clouds. This batch of showers right here could bring a little bit of additional rainfall to Gold Canyon, Apache Junction. The far east valley could see a couple of additional raindrops, but the severe weather threat for tonight is now completely over. You can see a little bit of that shower activity near Florence, Apache Junction, moving to the north and west. So Fountain Hills might also get clipped by that. Still pretty active radar, though, further to the north. So around Prescott, north of Prescott, some of that heavier rain moving into Mojave County, north of I-40. A lot of light to moderate rain. No severe weather, though, in terms of rain amounts. Down in Ahwatukee, close to an inch of rain. The area that saw the most today was Guadalupe, about 1.5 inches of rainfall. 7,900 in Tempe, 5,500 in Chandler, and 3,900 down toward Queen Creek. In Phoenix, for the monsoon season, we are up to just shy of 1/2 inch, but we should be over 1.5 inches. So we're over 1 inch below where we should be. In terms of peak wind gusts this afternoon, Sky Harbor tops the list, 70 miles per hour. Chandler at 67, Falcon Field 66, and both Scottsdale and Deer Valley at about 55 miles per hour. Mark?
Linz, thanks. During the 5 o'clock hour when the storm was at its peak, our crews saw firsthand just how quickly a dust storm can roll in and envelop everything and everyone in its path.
Yeah, maybe the most dramatic video we saw, or close to it anyway. We saw so much. 12 News journalist William Pitts had to pull off to the side of the road because the visibility was so bad, and then it went down really to zero. He's recapping what he saw.
This was our vantage point inside the car as we headed down to Chandler to watch that dust storm roll into town. And when it did, it turned day to night.
The storm rolled in from the south, heading up from Casa Grande. We posted up on Riggs Road and waited. In the distance, the cloud started to swallow landmarks. Sandtown Mountain disappeared behind a wall of dust. At this distance, it didn't even look that bad, though. Big, but not as bad as it would get. As it was about to hit, we pulled off near South Price Road and Riggs, well off the road, and waited. Here's what it looked like live as that massive cloud of dust steamrolled over us.
It is.
It has gotten like night.
It's getting really dark.
Well, what surprises me
the
is
only
just
reason you can
really
see me,
how
by the way, is I
fast
got my
this is
laptop on,
happening.
and it's
yeah.
Just
Literally,
like
in a
night.
matter
it's
of a
moving
minute
pretty
here.
quickly, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's getting darker.
All right, so
Man,
Will, what is Juice thinking right now? Juice is our photographer who has never been through one of these
Juice,
before.
what are you thinking right now? Because
Goodness, it's like nighttime.
this is pretty awesome.
awesome. Well,
He thinks it's awesome
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah,
stopped
thank
over
goodness
at the
they're-
side of the road.
yeah.
Look at it, it's black. That is
my
crazy.
Goodness.
That's crazy.
Okay, now I can tell you right now, because I'm going to move my laptop out of the way so that I can actually see out of the window here, because that's the only reason you can see me is my laptop's on. Visibility is now, it's not even 100 feet. I am going to guess it is max 30.
And the sun's gone.
See,
It's 5 o'clock.
I can't
It's going to be
see
late
Riggs
for
Road.
4 hours. Wow.
And that was only the beginning. Intense rain and heavy wind followed, stretching from South Chandler all the way to the Northwest Valley as the biggest monsoon storm of the season came through. William Pitts, 12 News.
Will, thanks. Probably the biggest dust storm in years. The storm started south of the valley, but that wall of dust made it all the way to Black Canyon City, which is unusual, before it finally broke up. Along the way, it covered nearly all of the Phoenix metro area. This is what we saw in downtown Phoenix from our parking garage. The thick dust followed by a powerful downpour. The storm moved in quickly with strong winds, lightning, and thunder. ASU students nearby rode out the storm in campus buildings, watching it come in. Those that we talked to say it was awesome to watch.
We took pictures and it was a little bit dusty at first, and then all of a sudden it was like brown and a bunch of colors, and I was just like,
goes
what?
over the buildings, and then you can't see anything anymore.
You see this a lot, but it's kind of rare seeing it in downtown of all places. I feel like we don't really get these big of like monsoons and storms in downtown.
Always be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared.
No matter, get your rain boots, umbrella.
Could be 100
jacket.
this morning and then raining the next. Yeah.
Well, they've got a good story to tell. Students that we talked to said they were safe throughout the storm, but did notice some broken branches and other debris when they came out of their dorms. Still ahead, tonight's